So in my last video, I talked about the ups and downs of streaming versus physical media. That last video where I had long hair. Some people might say that one of the big benefits of streaming versus physical media is that it saves you money in the long run. Why buy a movie on Blu-ray when I can pay a streaming service the same amount and watch as many movies as I want? So I gotta be saving money in the long run, right? Well, I decided to crunch some numbers. Something I never do, data. I probably could have used Excel spreadsheets to do this, but I don't really know how to use Excel spreadsheets, and I feel like if I learn how to use Excel spreadsheets, I'll become a drone or something. Let's really get down to what I'm paying for with these streaming services and see if it's worth it. Maybe I should just cancel these streaming services and just rent the movie when I want to watch it. I mean, it would definitely save me time in the long run when I'm trying to figure out what streaming service a movie is on. Now, there are obviously exceptions to this. I'm mostly talking about movies as far as what I watch. I realize a lot of people stream TV shows as the majority of what they watch. That was like Peacock's biggest feature when they launched their site. A lot of people signed up for Peacock simply so that they could watch The Office. But not me, because I watched The Office one time when it was on TV, and I'm done. I don't need to rewatch the entire show again. So I want to see what this is worth. Maybe I should just cancel all of my streaming services, except for the Criterion Channel. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know what this data is going to look like, but there's no way I'm canceling the Criterion Channel. So it typically costs about $3.99 to rent a movie online. This is obviously an exception. A lot of times new releases are like $20 to rent online, which is just insane. I mean, imagine if like back in the day, if you're old enough to remember, going to a rental store and seeing like the newest copy of Titanic was $20 to rent for like 2 days. Oh, what we used to have. A lot of times though now, one of those newer releases is a movie that is still playing in theaters. So, you know, renting the movie for $20 can be a cheaper option than taking your entire family out for a night at the movies, which could cost, you know, like hundreds of dollars. Another big but in this scenario involves stuff that is exclusively streaming, so original content that you can't get anywhere else. You know, there are tons of great movies that are produced by like Amazon Prime or Netflix that don't even have Blu-ray or physical releases. Good luck watching season 4 of Stranger Things if you don't have a Netflix subscription. It's just the Disney Vault all over again. It's that same concept of, you know, keeping things exclusive. So here's my chart. I don't know how well you can see it. Hopefully you can see it pretty good. So I'm going to talk about the last 5 months or so of my watching habits. We've got January, February, March, April, and May. So these are my streaming services. So I'm going to count what I watched on Blu-ray. Hulu is $18 a month. I have a Max subscription, and Max is $16 a month. I think I'm definitely watching more TV on that than movies, though they do, you know, tend to have a lot of good movies on there. I still have an Apple TV Plus subscription. That is $10 a month, mostly because I'm just, you know, I guess holding it out until season 2 of Severance comes out, which I don't know when that is. I have a Criterion Channel subscription, and I still have a Peacock subscription, which is $6 a month. Why do I have Peacock? I think I got it so that I could watch Poker Face. And then the bottom here, I'm going to put anything that I, you know, had to just like straight up pay for to rent. So let's crunch some numbers. I did have Paramount Plus for a while, which I think I was mostly just watching Beavis and Butthead on.
Wait a minute, Beavis. I think I know what kind of hole this is.
Really?
It's a butthole.
What? No way. No thanks.
So using Letterboxd, I'm going to see what I watched on what through January. So it turns out in January, I watched 13 movies on Blu-ray. This is so awkward. How do YouTubers do this? I watched nothing on Hulu, 1 movie on Max, nothing on Apple TV Plus. Criterion Channel, I watched 4 movies. Hooray. And I watched 1 movie on Peacock. But that 1 movie was The Holdovers, you know, which was a new movie, and it was exclusively streaming on Peacock. So maybe that's why I got my Peacock subscription, just to watch The Holdovers. So, you know, I paid essentially $6 to watch The Holdovers at home. So I guess I did save money there. So that's, you know, 1 score for Peacock. I don't know where I'm going to put that. Here, I'll put that at the end. Criterion Channel, 4 movies in 1 month. I'd say that's worth it for $11. Hell yeah, that's definitely worth it. All right, so Criterion Channel, 1 mark for you. You're worth it. Apple TV Plus, $10 for nothing. So no, not worth it. Max, $16 for one movie. I don't remember what TV shows I watched on Max that month, if any, but I'm gonna say no, not worth it. Hulu, nothing in January. Obviously that was not worth it. Despite the fact that my wife is using Hulu to, rewatch What We Do in the Shadows. That's her dime. That's not worth it for me. 13 movies on Blu-ray. Okay, so moving on to February. I watched 16 movies in February. Oh no, my markers. So I watched 16 movies on Blu-ray in February. That's pretty good. I was really killing it with the physical media. And on Hulu, I watched one movie. $18 for one movie. On Max, I watched 2 movies. They do have it seems like they do have a lot of good stuff on Max. I at least like browsing Max every now and then. On the Criterion Channel, I watched 2 movies. I was not a good film student that month. And it was also the month that I discovered the library again. So I went to the library and got a lot of movies from there. So a lot of movies I watched in February came from the library. Apple TV Plus, nothing. Peacock, nothing. Criterion, you know what? I'll say for that month I won't give it a tally. Apple TV Plus, not worth it. Max, 2 movies. The fact that it's $16 makes it not worth it. I mean, come on, guys. $16 for 2 movies? That's not a good deal. Hulu, 1 movie, $18. What am I doing with the Hulu? I'm just watching 30 Rock reruns. That's what I'm doing. I should have just bought that series on Blu-ray a long time ago. Okay, moving on to March. I watched 14 movies on Blu-ray. On Hulu, I just watched 1 movie. Max, another 2 movies. So, at least I'm making an effort with Max. It seems a little bit, somewhat. I think, honestly, most of this was watching new releases. Max does tend to get a lot of newer releases. Hulu is averaging 1 new release a month that I want to see. I guess I might be saving some money in not renting these movies for $20 a piece. But still, 2 movies is not that much. So I'm going to say not worth it for these boys. Apple TV Plus, I watched 1 movie. Apparently in March, I rented 1 movie. I think that was Panic Room. Criterion, I watched 3 movies. Nothing for Peacock again. My arm is getting tired. Do we want to give Apple TV Plus points for, being slightly worth it? I'm going to say no. I watched Napoleon on Apple TV Plus, and I didn't like it.
You think you're so great because you have boats!
I guess I'm glad I didn't waste $20 on it, but still, I wasted $10 on it, and I wasted $10 the month before to watch nothing, so... Alright, so let's move on to April. So in April, I watched 9 movies on Blu-ray. Nothing on Hulu in April. Sad times. I watched another movie on Peacock. I don't remember what that was. I rented 2 movies. Criterion Channel, we're bringing it back. I watched 6 movies that month. So I definitely got my $11 worth it. Apple TV Plus, nothing. Max, nothing. And I just realized I haven't done the data for May yet. So we're going to ignore that. Let's just go with the data that we got for these 4 months. Okay, so Peacock. I watched 2 movies over the course of 4 months. 6 times 4. So I spent $24 on 2 movies. $12 for new releases. At least with Peacock, the best thing you can say about it is that it is fairly cheap for now. Criterion Channel, 17 movies on the Criterion Channel alone. So, I think that's a win. I'm not canceling the Criterion Channel. The data says I don't have to. Apple TV Plus, 1 movie over the course of 4 months. I don't think that's true. I watched the Steve Martin documentary at some point. That might have been in May. I don't remember. So let's say 2. Let's say 2 movies of the course. That's $40 for 2 movies. That is too much. So I think we need to officially get rid of Apple TV Plus. At least until season 2 of Severance comes out. Then we can restart that sucker. Max is a little tricky. I got, no, that's $64 in 4 months for 5 movies. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to create a third scenario here where we convince our parents to go in halvesies with us. That would make it worth it, I think. Depending on, what amount of these are new releases. I think we'll maybe say half were new releases. Hulu, 2 movies, $18 a month. That's our most expensive streaming service at $72. And I watched 2 movies. We're killing it. We're killing Hulu. Get the Disney bundle if you can. That might make it worth it. And then clearly Blu-ray is our winner. So I guess I'm a physical media junkie. Okay, so what did we learn?
I guess we learned not to do it again.
Yes, sir.
I'm fucked if I know what we did.
Yes, sir. It's hard to say.
So at least based on my data, I need to cancel that Hulu, cancel that Apple TV Plus, and convince my parents to give me their max password. But I encourage other people to do this. Crunch the data yourselves. Because I think a lot of people are probably paying too much for streaming services that they don't use nearly as much as they thought they did. So let me know down in the comments what you think how much you think you're wasting on streaming services. Are you holding on to Netflix because, the quality of their original content is just so strong? Or can you just not let go of Hulu because your spouse is too addicted to What We Do in the Shadows? Let me know in the comments. Maybe we could all use a break from, most of our streaming services. Then we'd have to walk outside and face the daylight. Or just watch more things on Blu-ray, honestly. This is your part where you tell the people to subscribe. Ooh, breath.
Yo, what's up? I just want to give a shout out to, yeah,